we're working on the excursion with the veterans. I work with the walk and talk therapy with the veterans. Alexei, I resonate with what Alexei has said. I won't mention what he has mentioned already. We can step outside with Alexei, but with me, we can just take a walk in the park. Some experience has shown that this is very effective with the veterans that came to us for rehab. I started practicing them in the early 2020. I graduated from a guide school. We create the routes and we infuse it with our therapeutic element. What are the purposes? The psychotherapist, psychologist stabilizes, supports, transforms, and resources the participants. These are the outcomes we're looking for. There might be a cycle of a number of walk and talk to engage them in resourcing themselves for more and more. Next slide, please. Not in new practice. It's been borrowed. I was the one who started implementing art therapy into the walk and talk therapy. We use different approaches. We observe, we hear, we listen, we analyze, we remember, commit to memory, etc. And the person, the psychologist, when preparing for the walk and talk therapy, she needs to understand the purpose of this excursion and the route they're to take. Most methods of art therapy need to be qualified for the specific case, and we choose a route, we choose a schedule. It works well for crisis individuation, age crisis, stress after disorders, also for creativity building. And that said, we don't recommend it for safe space creation between the client and the therapist, since the space is open and it might not be safe. And the disorders that require and warrant containment, because sometimes we cannot ensure people in open spaces. The hallmarks of therapeutic sessions, standard therapeutic session, there is a place of a therapist, there is an interior design and objects of the interior, and the place of the client. So the limited art therapy space, or therapy space rather, it's comfortable, it's cozy. As far as therapeutic walk and talk, shared space, shared route, shared experiences. if the person feels unsafe, if they don't know the route, they don't know people who might appear alongside them, then we don't recommend this walk and talk therapy. So psychologist and the veteran. The features of this relationship are, on the one hand, there are pros and cons, like every method. When working with veterans specifically, we are on the equal name terms, first name terms. If they feel comfortable, we can use their middle name as well if they are comfortable with that. But mostly we are on the first name terms. Equality of position, meaning we are walking together. We don't need to explain to our friends that this is therapy if we run into them. We're just taking a walk. This is a pro as well because you don't have to face the stigma of attending a psychotherapy session. So taking a walk, okay, I'll see you later. Again, the route, I always have the route on me. However, if I see that it's not 100% safe, I can adjust. Also, the participants of the walk and talk may provide their suggestions as to where they want to divert. So there is an element of improvisation. Another element is dialogue. We have questions and answers. Then we have suggestions, prompts, hints. If I don't have an answer, I might resort to somebody else's help from our group if they know this information. This creates a fertile ground for cooperation. And emotions. Emotions are what unite the leader of the excursion and the people. We use particular direct concrete stories to discuss elements of sightseeing. Next slide, please. And another important thing is grounding. In the direct meaning of this word, we are walking. That works nicely for the veterans, for their frustration release, and for the IDPs, internally displaced people. Because these people have lost their homes, and when we are walking, we are providing them with this feeling. Next slide, please. Now, the importance, the impact of the walk and talk on the mental health. The reducing the level of stress. Clearly, we are breathing in fresh air. We may speed up or slow down. Improves the mood. Stories that we use during the stroll, we connect them from the present to the past, and we make sure that if anyone has ever lived through this story, we may use their experience to live through the story as well. We know that this has happened to somebody and they managed, and we manage as well, will manage. The higher self-esteem, sharing helps for improving your self-esteem, renewing emotional resources, stimulates the memory, the emotions. Here are pictures from our excursions. At least one person is a veteran or veteran-related person. I forgot to mention that water, wind, other elements are part of the excursion. The central picture on the slide is when we found ourselves under a torrent of rain. So these were for veterans intakes.
So you can also see a list of recommended literature, some research on this modality. And I also want to pay your attention to the fact. Yeah, well, I mean, to my experience, I've done already a few excursions, guided tours like this. And so Odessa was created by Empress of Russia, Catherine, and it's very important to be politically correct when we speak about the history of Odessa, right?